Gentlemen, welcome back to the MLG Guild Wars 2 Invitational. I'm Sireph, that's Blue. We've got Shawn, Android, Buell over the internet. Guys, we just saw VVV drop out of the tournament, unfortunately, to sink the North American champions of the Guild Wars 2 Invitational for PAX, the qualifiers. And that was a pretty ridiculous match. So many mind games, so much new stuff, and great strategy coming out of there.
Yeah, that was amazing job by Sync. The double engineers didn't seem to play too well out for VVV this game. We got some more interesting stuff in this upcoming game, so let's take a look at that.
Yep, we have FML versus Pro right now. Of course, real fast before we jump into that though, everyone, tell your friends to come view the stream. We've got a lot of you now, but we want to get even more. And of course, don't forget, we are giving away so much stuff. We've got gems to give away. We've got games to give away. In fact, guys, why don't we give away a game right now on stream? We're going to pop open a graphic for you momentarily for a game code. You can just go ahead and go to guildwars2.com to redeem that. It might be a little bit hard to see, so let's just... yeah, there we go. Now you can see that code. Go ahead and dash on over to guildwars2.com and redeem that. Write it down, and you'll be able to actually playing this game, or in like, I don't know, probably 10, 20 minutes, however long it takes you to download this game, you'll be playing it if you go ahead and grab that right now. However, we're going into FML versus Pro. Let's go ahead and jump in the game and sort of see who's on what team, what builds they're running, and so on and so forth. If we can leave the graphic up over it, yeah, that's fine, that's good enough. So let's go to casualty from the side of Pro, from the side of 2 metas ahead. Shawn, go ahead and walk us through this Necromancer's build.
Yeah, absolutely. So both teams, we might see some interesting stuff, so I'm excited to take a look at this. We have Scepter Dagger Staff with the Carry-On amulet on the Necromancer on Casualty. He's running 30-20-0-0-20, so nothing too interesting from him. We got that Condition Cleave Necromancer right there. But on to Sense of Tumor, the Guardian Warrior for this team. This is something you want to take a look at. This is interesting. We have Mercy Runes. We have Mace, Shield, Sword, Warhorn. We have the Soldier's Amulet with the Cleric Rune. He's running 10-0-30-30-0. And then he's got the Banner of Defense on his bar. So he's going to get that regen for his team. He's going to stay alive. This is going to be interesting to watch. Definitely not something we've seen in a tournament before. Itty Bitty Bunker, the Guardian. He's actually running a DPS Guardian. So we have him with the mace, we have him with the staff, so he's going to have that high mobility. He's got the Berserker amulet, and he's running 0-5-30-35. So he's still going to be able to get heals and everything out for his team, as well as other boons with his utilities. Drunk Possum, the Mesmer. He's running Sword, Pistol, Greatsword with the Berserker amulet. He's running 10-25-0-25. Little bit interesting build coming out from him. It's like definitely a Phantasm build. So he's going to kind of do that confusing damage. Definitely they like the Mesmers. They like the Phantasm Mesmers on this team. And then Kata, the Thief. He is running that Sword Dagger build that we were just talking about. So Sword Dagger short bow with Berserker amulet. And he's running 10-30-0-30-0.
Alright, before we jump over to FML though, guys, go ahead and tweet at MLG with hashtag MLG with the hashtag of whatever team you think is going to win this match. We have 80% for hashtag FML and 17% for hashtag Pro. Of course, it's changing on me as I say that, Shawn. Let's go over to Stunning Styles, because his name is Stunning Styles.
Yes, Stunning Styles, and he is running that build I was just talking about. So he's running with the Staff Greatsword and the Soldier's Amulet. He's running 0-10-30-10-20. This is that DPS bunker build that we were going over. It's definitely something interesting, and he was able to hold the rank 1 solo queue spot with it for quite some time. Going down to Google here, he's running the Engineer, and he has the rifle with the Berserker amulet. He's running 30-10-0-0-30. He is taking that static discharge, so he's going to have really high burst. He also has kit refinement, so he's really just trying to burst people down with his build. He's going to be extremely squishy though. Now Saizo is running Ranger. He's running the Spirit Ranger. He's got Axe Dagger with Sword Warhorn and Shaman's Amulet. He's running 10-0-30-30-0, so he's got that high survivability with all those spirits coming out and doing those conditions. Now Got Might is running Engineer with Pistol Shield with the Carry-Ons. He's running 30-0-0-30-10. One thing interesting to note is that he does have the Elixir gun, which isn't something we see too often. And your team, long-time Ranger player, running short bow with sword, torch, and rabbit amulet. He's running 0, 10, 30, 30, 0. So putting the 10 in skirmishing for the sharpening edges instead of marksmanship, a little bit different right there. He's also taking troll ungut instead of that healing spring. So running a little bit different utilities right there.
That's right, Shawn. Of course, it's worth looking at the compositions as a whole. On the side of FML, we have 2 Spirit Rangers, 2 Engineers, and then a Guardian. So that's like 3 bunkers almost, right? Except for Stunning Styles doing that crazy DPS Guardian build.
Yeah, both teams running something like a little interesting. I'm excited to see what happens. So the Warrior Bunker, not something we see too often. And then we got the Bunker DPS Guardian coming out from blue team. So both teams running a little bit unconventional teams. And it's going to be exciting to see how these team fights play out.
That's right, Shawn. Let's go ahead and pop up into the map, talk a little bit more about this map now that we've been on it before. Of course, this is the Forest of Niflhel. Once again, going over the layout in this kind of triangular pattern, we have the points laid out there. Not many other maps have this sort of configuration. Most of them are in a straight line. And of course, in between all these points, there's so many paths to get around. We have the beach area, which is popular for 1v1ing. We have all of these sorts of mid paths here, and we have the verticality of the upper paths, which are literally vertically above everything else. Of course, also on this map, we do have the spots where the forest creatures will spawn. Killing them again will grant you 25 points towards your total, and buff your team. I think it's 25 in all stats, if I'm not mistaken, Shawn.
Yep. So it gets us the points, it gets the stats, which can help team fights a little bit. 25 to stats isn't a huge amount, but if you're able to pull out both neutral bosses, you'll have that 50 to all stats, which can definitely help out in those long team fights.
You're right, Shawn. We're going to pop into this map now. Check out the splits here. Of course, the splits are so important right off the spawn. And Shawn, go ahead and take it away.
So we actually have your team crossing over from FML. They're going to try and push hard into there. Blue team got a pretty standard build. We got the Ranger and the Guardian heading straight up. The Engineer Google is actually going to start with that neutral boss right there. So blue team's only going to have 2 people right off the bat.
That's right, and Stunning Styles and Size of Soul getting into the midpoint on Sense of Tumor here for Pro. He's going to be trying to bunker as hard as he possibly can to deal with the sort of damage coming out in the conditions. Those spirits immediately popping out, immediately using those skills, but then there's the line of warring to try and deal with this casualty. The Necro for his team, he's actually trying to cut off one of the teammates from the back there. That was Google, who's actually just got killed by casualty. He just got stomped out.
He started the neutral boss and he decided to stop and go help mid. And they were actually able to stop him in the back, wipe him right there without the help of his team to rely on, and then push towards mid, instantly giving him an advantage right there in that fight.
That's right. I think that Pro will have an advantage over here in the mid as they are down at man, but it's worth knowing that Urantian's over on mine still. He's still causing damage on Itty Bitty Bunker, but I think he's going to be fine as he goes through this. Sizosol dropping on the staircase here. Here comes Casualty with the Plague Form Stomp. Of course, Plague Form is the elite skill for the Necro there. You can pop it, make you pretty much almost uninterruptible. Sense of Tumor, though, he bunked as hard as he could, not able to get through it, though. Needs a few more juice boxes to stay alive there, but Stunning Style is going to pop off that You're in Power here on mid. He's going to be just fine as FML is beginning to take mid pretty dominantly.
Yeah, and your team has just kept them busy for so long over here at mine. Kata and Bunker and even Casualty right here. Yerva's been here since the beginning of the game, just causing havoc and really not letting them have that full pressure there at mid.
That's right, Urantian not able to get the stomp off on Itty Bitty Bunker. The Wave of Light did come out, but it was kind of a waste as they did stabilize through it, and there's the stomp on him, finally finishing him off there. Of course, once FML got that midpoint captured and locked down, they were able to come out, but look, here's Chieftain. We have Google over here, as well as, I can't tell who that is Sizosol trying to get Chieftain no, unfortunately, Minikata was not able to come over and try and steal, but he will try and go in for the henge, and we do see that that Sense of Tumor, or Ulrun, as he's commonly known, is trying to push forward onto the midpoint, not able to do so, so he's going to come and rejoin the team fight here on mine.
Yeah, they really want to get this mine point. They're going to need to take down Yura and force him off their point. They want to get this capture. They want to be able to have that full presence in other fights, near keep, near henge.
That's right, Shawn. Of course, Kata, though, he's going to get on mid. He's going to be closely trailed by Justin Bieber or Google, and I don't think he actually might be able to decap, though. No, not just quite. And Kata now has to burst down Google in order to begin to start decapping, but he's going to be joined by Size Sol, so Kata really needs to pull out of here and get back to the team fight, help his team secure this, and then spread out.
Yeah, your team, he's almost in short bow this whole time. He's really just spamming that bleed and stacking up the bleed so heavily on people while using his healing seal to just stay up almost 100% of the time. And it's really working for him right here. Red team, they're having such a trouble taking him out. He's almost at full health every time we look, and he's been fighting here for 3 minutes now.
Dude, Urantian is the FML hero here. Look, he's still at full health despite all of these effects going off. Trying to go in for a stop, but not quite able to. We do have a tornado form coming out from Google here, and really this is just so effective coming out of Urantian. He's chained down, he is bassied, but he just gets through it. He's pretty much not taking much damage at all, able to Condi clear very easily.
And if you look at him, it's rather interesting as he'll have that short bow out, and you'll just see him stationary, just spamming one on there. You don't even see him rolling around. You don't even see him moving half the time. He's just there, spamming that short bow, not taking any damage, and just stacking up those blades.
He eats it. He's able to get the stomp off on 80 Bunker. Kata try to get it on Henge, but rebuffed by Size Sol. This composition is so strong here. They've been forcing Pro back into their corner for a long time here, and I don't know if they're going to be able to recover here. Kata did get on the midpoint though, Shawn. He has it decapped, so they're not going to gain as much momentum as they had. But here's Size Sol to try and deal with them. And of course, pretty much everyone has wiped at mine. The final stomps are going through. Sense of Tumor is actually about to bleed out as well, and I think that we're seeing Itty Bitty Bunker now push towards Henge. They're trying to refocus somewhere here, Shawn.
Yeah, and we have blue team actually pushing in for Spawnair right now. So they're able to get Chief in, they're able to get Spawnair. That's another 50 points just from neutral creatures.
And, they'll also have that stat buff, so in team fights, they're going to be even stronger. They may force Pro to wipe even faster than they were. Of course, in those team fights, they were very, very even, but now Google's over here on Kata in the mid. They will try to 3-cap, but look at Pro's positioning. I like how they're rotating here to Henge here, Shawn, because they're doing so much work. They've got it decapped, and if they can get Stunning Styles done, which they have, they're going to try and go in for the stomp, and they will get it, and they will begin capping Henge now, Shawn.
Yeah, and you can see on your mini-map right there, your team just staying at mine. Like, that is his home. He's never going to leave that. He's going to keep it. Well, actually, I was wrong. He's pushing towards mid. He wants to get some more kills right there, so he's going to push forward. Kata actually going down to Saizo and Google right there as well.
Yep, I'm in on Sense of Tumor, though, because I want to see what he can sort of pull out with those regen banners. Of course, the banners, when you're around them, they give you various sorts of buffs here. They give him constant regen and just a little bit of speed. He also pulled out his battle standard about a minute ago there, so he needs some support from his team. He's about to die. He has 5k health. If he pulls back a little bit and stays on point, he may be able to survive for a few more minutes, but no, he does go down. He's going to take so many hits, and his body's going to be taken down and pushed back off the point. Urantian going for the stomp. Will it be saved? No, Urantian able to come in there, and here's Wump to finish him off.
Yeah, that amazing amount of regen that he had from both the Warhorn, from the banner, from the Signet was insane, but he didn't have enough condition removal as he was just getting condition just stacked up on him, completely countering the regen right there.
Check out their rotation, though. We do see Mini Kata and Drunk Possum over here trying to get on mine. Urantian, though, does come back to his home and says, "Get off my lawn," and pushes everyone back off the point. Drunk Possum is about to go down. Does heal up, though, able to stay alive. And actually, look, he blinks up onto the high ground, heals up, and he's going to join the fight once again momentarily. He's going to pop up an illusion to just get so much damage in. But Urantian coming in this first stomp on Mini Kata, and that's going to be it. We do see Sense of Tumor off the respawn here. He's burning, but he's on point. He's blocking everything with that shield stance, though. And Shawn, this fight is just now starting. I don't see it going in the side of Pro, though.
Yeah, Pro kind of had to back off a little bit. Possum dipped in the river, and he decided to push off, gonna head towards mid. Casualty coming in a little late. Sense of Tumor was able to make it alive, but Urantian was able to get the full cap on here. Sense of Tumor staying, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get Urantian off long enough to make a difference on this point.
He will not, Shawn, but check out Itty Bitty Bunker. He got pushed off so far by Gottmite, and it looks like Itty Bitty Bunker not going to be able to take this point here, keep it, and thus leaving Pro without a capture point. It's 463 now to 190. This seems to be an unwinnable position, unfortunately, for Pro, as they are just so far behind this late in the game.
Yeah, blue team did a fantastic job of really pressuring points, keeping their own, as well as hunting down those neutral buffs. Really, they're trying to maximize their points as much as possible, and it's been really effective for them.
That's absolutely right, Shawn. Of course, it's 477 now to 191. If red team turns on the switch here, there is the possibility of a 3-cap and stealing every single forest creature, but beyond that, they need a miracle to take this game. And there it is, the victory for FML. We have no creativity. Game 1 going to FML there, really pretty dominantly.
Yeah, their team composition of like all these semi-tanky people that can just put out a ton of damage was definitely working for them. They could stay on points for a ridiculous amount of time, but still able to do a good amount of damage to really outlast Pro right there.
You know, and also that ability for them to sort of go for those force creatures when exactly they need them and not put too much emphasis, I think, is really key. Blue, what did you see during that match that was worth talking about?
Really, the biggest thing that we could have seen out of there was let's talk about the builds there, because that was obviously the biggest thing we saw. Like, almost no one there was running like an orthodox build, to say at least, besides like maybe the Spirit Rangers. So we had Uratine there. It's, famously in the past, he has been noted for playing sort of a Power Ranger, and even like, and very few people would actually be wanting to try that in the past. And even now, Shawn, he's trying something that is, to say at least, not something you would usually see in this current meta.
Yeah, so he's got the Radisum runes, which pop that radiation field that we did see a couple times. That's definitely not super uncommon on a Ranger, as we have seen it in the past. But, you know, it's just the little things. He's got that. He's got the 10 points in skirmishing. So he's get that permanent swiftness in combat almost with the weapon swaps, which makes him really mobile, makes him able to move around. And he was really able to do a fantastic job with it that game.
And then now looking at 2 metas ahead, taking a look at some of their people. So for instance, their bunker, or rather itty bitty bunker, he's running a very interesting build from something I noticed. The traits themselves are spread out to be something that would be a usual bunker. However, he's running a Berserker's amulet with it. What do you think the influence is going on behind that?
So you're still getting the same amount of power as if you had like a Cleric's amulet or something like that. So those heals are going to be really strong even without the extra healing power. And he's able to do damage on top of that. I've definitely seen this build work before, but you're already losing tankiness by taking out the 10 points or the 30 points in Virtue. And with that and Zerker, he's actually pretty squishy. He's able to get good support out, but he's not able to keep the support out if he gets focused. So that's one of the problems with that build.
All right. Do you think we're going to be seeing any changes in the lineups for the second game here?
It looks like everyone's staying the same, so probably going to see the same builds. I don't think anyone swapped anything out.
Alrighty.
All right, so guys, we have to go to commercial break, but you know, we're going into game 2 on Legacy of the Foe Fire. Before we go off, this map is of course so very different from the first one. The capture points are aligned. We do have that Lord mechanic, and 2 metas ahead is known for being not cheesy, but they're known for being creative with their sort of strategies. Shawn, Blue, what sort of strategies do you think they're going to be pulling out of their bag for this one?
I'm not really sure. We might see more pressure from Uratine in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if he rushed to mine right at the beginning. But I don't know. I really don't know what we're going to see. These builds are so different, and we might see some different playstyles as well.
Kind of got to toss my vote in the same boat as Shawn over here right now. These teams are extremely unorthodox in what they're currently running, so it's really hard to predict what they're going to do, especially on a map like this where things can just get crazy in a moment's instance.
Well, guys, for those of you guys tweeting at us with your votes for hashtag FML or hashtag Pro, don't forget to hashtag MLG, or the votes do not count. We will be getting you guys gems for the winners though. So go ahead and tweet. We have the results there. 62% FML and a 38 for Pro. It's pretty stacked for FML right now. But guys, we're going to be throwing to a quick commercial break. Stay with us. Tell everyone you know this is going on, because we're going to be here all night, but we'll see you at the other end of this break.